Hi everyone, in my another video we are going to discuss about from English Masters final year. The name of the topic is Song of Myself, written by Walt Whitman. Now I will discuss the historical context of the poem. The historical context. Whitman's obsession about self was affected dramatically by the American Civil War and particularly Abraham Lincoln's assassination in 1865. During the war, he treated the wounded soldier in the Washington D.C. Army Hospital. Though he had spent reorganizing and adding work to his epic collection Leaves of Grass, publishing six very different editions in 1855 to 1892. He began writing about the events of World War and its impact. The described as impressionist sketches of Civil War scene using the word rather than colors. This profound shift in writing style is exemplified in two of the finest poems tribute to Abraham Lincoln after his assassination in 1865. When lilacs last in the dooryard bloom, and "O Captain, my Captain," an extended metaphor with the conventional meter and rhyme that's often recited and inspired many generations. His poem "Has to Be Camp Today" was printed on Lincoln mourning ribbon with the closing "God Save the Union and Our Martyrs." After the war, Whitman worked with the Department of Interior and Justice. He served as a clerk until his first stroke in 1873, which left him partially paralyzed. Though he continued revising his epic Leaves of Grass, his last edition in the same year after his death. He produced two other major poems during this period, Passage to India, A Prayer for Columbus. Now I will discuss the summary and analysis of the poem. Section 1 to 5. The poem celebrates the poet's self, while I is the great poem himself. It is the same time universalized. The poet will sing myself that what I assume I shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belong to you. The poet loafs on the grass and invites his soul to appear. He relates that he was formed from the soil and he was born here, as saw your parents, grandparents, and great grandparents. He 37 years old in the perfect health. He hopes to continue his celebration of self until his death. He will let nature speak without check with the original energy. In the section 2, the self asserting the identity declares the separation from the civilization and closeness to the nature. Houses and rooms are full of perfume. Whitman says perfume are the symbol of other individual self. Both outdoors and the Earth's atmosphere denotes the universal self. The poet is tempted to let himself submerged by individual self, but he is determined to maintain his individuality. The poet expresses the joy and he feels through the sense. He is enthralled by the ecstasy of the physical sensation. He can enjoy each of the five senses: tasting, hearing, smelling, touching, and seeing. Even more, the process of breathing and the beating of heart, the feeling of health. He invites the reader to stop this day and night with him in order to discover the origin of the poem. In the third and the fourth section, Whitman cites the talkers, strippers, and asks her for wasting and discussing the beginning of the end. In the latest days, discoveries, invention, and society is more important in the eternal procreant arts of the world. He prepared himself for the union of the body with his soul. Eyewitness and wait, his soul is clear and sweet. So are all the parts of the body, and everyone's bodies, not an inch is a bile. None shall be less familiar than the rest. The section 5 is the poet's ecstatic revelation of the union with his soul. He has seeing feeling of fraternity and oneness with God and fellow men.